CEOs run giant companies worth billions of dollars. They're supposed to be smart, but sometimes they make decisions so catastrophically stupid that they destroy everything. These aren't small mistakes. These are disasters that cost billions, ruined reputations, and changed entire industries. The crazy part is, most of these mistakes were obvious and avoidable. Let me break down the worst CEO disasters in history so simply that anyone can understand exactly what went wrong and why it was so dumb. Gerald Rodner ran a jewelry company in Britain worth $1.5 billion in 1991. He gave a speech where he joked that his products were total crap and cheaper than a sandwich, but probably wouldn't last as long. He thought people would laugh. Instead, customers stopped buying. Why would anyone buy jewelry the CEO himself calls garbage? The company lost $800 million in value overnight. He destroyed a billion-dollar business with one speech. Imagine owning a toy store and telling customers, our toys break immediately and are worthless. Nobody would shop there ever again. That's what he did. Steve Ballmer was CEO of Microsoft when Apple released the iPhone in 2007. He laughed at it on camera. He said, there's no chance the iPhone is going to get any significant market share. No chance. He thought business customers would never want touchscreen phones without keyboards. He was spectacularly wrong. The iPhone became the most profitable product in history. Microsoft missed the entire mobile revolution because their CEO couldn't imagine people wanting touchscreens. It's like seeing the first car and saying, nobody will stop using horses. Complete failure to see the future. Tony Hayward was CEO of BP during the Deepwater Horizon oil spill in 2010. 11 people died. Millions of gallons of oil poisoned the ocean. Hayward went on TV and said, I'd like my life back. People were dead. Wildlife was dying. Beaches were destroyed. And the CEO complained about his inconvenience. Public outrage exploded. BP's reputation was demolished. He was fired. Imagine breaking someone's toy, and when they're crying, you say, this is really annoying for me. Zero empathy, zero awareness. Total disaster. If these CEO disasters are showing you what not to do in business, hit subscribe because I'm exposing the biggest business failures and the exact lessons that'll save you from repeating them. Martin Shkreli was CEO of a pharmaceutical company. He bought the rights to a life-saving drug that cost $13.50 per pill. He raised the price to $750 per pill overnight. That's a 5,000% increase. Sick people couldn't afford their medicine. The entire country turned against him. Congress investigated. He became the most hated man in America. He went to prison for fraud. He took something people needed to survive and made it unaffordable out of pure greed. Imagine someone selling water for $1, then buying the water company and charging $50 per bottle while people are dying of thirst. Pure evil masked as business. Doug Ivester was CEO of Coca-Cola when a contamination scare hit Europe in 1999. People got sick from Coke products in Belgium and France. Instead of immediately apologizing and fixing it, Ivester was slow to respond. He downplayed the problem. He didn't visit the affected countries. The crisis spiraled. Coca-Cola's reputation in Europe collapsed. Sales tanked. The board forced him to resign. When you make a mistake that hurts people, you apologize immediately and fix it. He did the opposite. It's like breaking your friend's toy, and when they're crying, you say, this is really annoying for me, instead of saying sorry. Bob Nardelli was CEO of Home Depot from 2000 to 2007. He came from GE and tried to run Home Depot like a factory. He cut employee hours. He reduced customer service. He focused entirely on cost-cutting and efficiency. Customers hated it. Home Depot's service became terrible. Meanwhile, competitor Lowe's was thriving. Home Depot's stock went nowhere for 7 years, while the overall market doubled. When he was finally fired, the stock jumped 7% that day because everyone was relieved he was gone. He forgot that retail is about customer experience, not just cutting costs. Customers left and never came back. Ron Johnson was CEO of JCPenney in 2012. He came from Apple, where everything was premium and minimalist.
He decided to transform JCPenney the same way. He eliminated sales and coupons. He thought customers wanted fair and square pricing every day. He was wrong. JCPenney customers loved sales and coupons. They stopped shopping. Sales collapsed 25% in 1 year. He was fired after 17 months. He nearly destroyed a 100-year-old company by ignoring what customers actually wanted. He assumed what worked at Apple would work everywhere. Terrible assumption. Different customers want different things. Marissa Mayer was CEO of Yahoo from 2012 to 2017. Yahoo was dying, but still valuable. She had chances to make bold moves, but couldn't figure out what Yahoo should actually be. Search engine, media company, email provider? She spent billions buying companies like Tumblr for $1.1 billion that turned out worthless. Yahoo kept losing to Google and Facebook. When Yahoo finally sold to Verizon in 2017, it went for only $4.5 billion. She oversaw the collapse of a company that was once worth $125 billion. No clear vision, no strategy, just slow death while competitors dominated. Adam Neumann was CEO of WeWork. He convinced investors that renting office space was revolutionary technology, worth $47 billion. It wasn't. It was just renting desks. He spent money insanely. Private jets, $60 million personal jet. He bought buildings and leased them back to WeWork at profit. When WeWork tried to go public in 2019, investors actually read the documents and realized the company was a disaster, losing billions of dollars. The valuation collapsed from $47 billion to $8 billion in weeks. Neumann was fired. He convinced everyone ordinary real estate was tech and raised billions before reality hit. Herb Baum was briefly CEO of Dial Corporation. This one's simpler, but shows CEO contract insanity. The board hired him as CEO in 2000. 3 months later, they realized he wasn't qualified and fired him. But his contract guaranteed him $3 million just for showing up. He made $3 million for 3 months of terrible work. This shows that CEO contracts are often completely disconnected from performance. Companies pay millions even when executives fail spectacularly. Here's what all these disasters share. Arrogance. Ballmer laughed at the iPhone. Hayward dismissed the oil spill. Shrekley thought he could raise prices 5,000% without consequences. They all believed they were smarter than reality. Ignoring customers. Johnson ignored what JCPenney shoppers wanted. Nardelli ignored customer service. Mayer couldn't figure out what Yahoo customers needed. Poor communication. Ratner called his own products crap publicly. Hayward complained about his life during a tragedy when people were dead. Greed over ethics. Shrekley chose short-term profit over doing the right thing. He made money briefly, but destroyed his life and company. Know what business you're actually in. Neumann convinced himself he was in tech. He was in real estate. Mayer couldn't define what Yahoo was. If you don't know what you do, customers definitely don't. These CEOs had power, resources, intelligence, and opportunities. They destroyed billions through bad judgment, arrogance, and ignoring obvious truths. Ratner destroyed his company with one speech. Ballmer missed mobile entirely. Hayward showed zero empathy during a tragedy. Shrekley chose greed over humanity. Johnson ignored his customers. Mayer had no vision. Neumann lied about what his company was. These weren't complex strategic errors. They were obvious mistakes anyone could have avoided. The bottom line is, CEOs are human and make catastrophically stupid decisions despite having every advantage. These mistakes cost billions and destroyed companies. The lesson is simple. Stay humble, listen to customers, admit mistakes fast, treat people well, and don't let success make you arrogant. Every one of these CEOs forgot that basic truth and paid the price. Learn from their failures so you never repeat them. That's the value of studying disasters. Understanding what not to do is just as important as knowing what to do.